I've always enjoyed, being in leadership roles and in the classroom as a teacher. You're always, the leader of your classroom. But the opportunity came up, and so I applied for a position. And as I got comfortable in the role of assistant principal, I, would never look back and have never regretted it one time. Boys and girls, I'm excited to come back and share a book with you. And I've been going around to kindergarten this week and sharing the same book. This book is called Ricky, the Rock That Couldn't Roll. So this book is going to give us a story of a rock that had a problem, and he uses his friends to help solve that problem. So this is 14th year with the district, and I was in the classroom for 10 years. I feel like I wear a lot of hats, and I think the position wears a lot of hats, anywhere from assisting with supervision of students to maybe solving an issue of a piece of technology, and you just kind of have your hand in a little bit of everything and to help when needed. I definitely feel like I'm there to support our building principal and there to help support them when needed, and I also feel empowered and have the privilege to head and lead some things school-wide. It is and isn't an isolated position. I think that you can make it an isolated position, if you aren't intentional about getting out and interacting with others. If there's decisions that are weighing on your mind that you're not 100% sure, you could reach out, whether it be in the office next door to you or whether it be through the social media and connecting with people through your PLN and your professional learning network. But I do think that there are so many people maybe that feel a little bit isolated just because they are they're the few in that building that are in that administrative position. There's some decisions that you have to make. You might not be popular in the eyes of a colleague that you used to work with, and that could affect them. But that just kind of comes with the job. It's part of the territory, as they say. And there's just a lot of tough decisions that you need to weigh in on, and sometimes you have to be boss. A typical day. Yeah. So I try to arrive, before kids get here. I just like to be here to be that first person to greet them when they come in, not only with the kids, but with the adults. There's time after school or in the evening hours where I can get some of the paperwork or managerial tasks done, but to interact with the students and the teachers, between 7:30 and 3:30 are important to me. The classroom read aloud allows me to go in there and have positive experiences with the kids. It allows me to get to work with them in the classroom, much as their teacher does. So when they do come and see me, maybe if they're struggling in an area, I do have kind of an idea of how they operate within the classroom, things they struggle with. It also helps me when I go in to work with teachers on their instruction. It's maybe not as stressful for them because I'm in the classroom a little bit more often. In a different capacity, but it just allows me to establish trust with the students and with the adults.
Morning. Aiden. Friday. Good day. Aiden.
When you can give a kid a high five or a pat on the back, or if they want a hug from you or whatever, and to make them feel loved and to make them feel appreciated is great. And with adults, like just lending that listening ear, we all understand that we have lives outside of school, and just to be there for them, not only professionally, but personally, I think is a big part of building relationships with staff and adults. A relationship is something that needs to be tended to, and it needs to be fed, and it needs to be nurtured over time. And just the little daily notes or the little words of affirmation for adults and students, as much as possible for them to know that you recognize what they're doing, really goes a long way. The more transparent that you can be with either your daily schedule or your interactions with people, the better off in the end that you'll be. So a few years ago, I decided to open the blinds in my window and allow the students and others to get a sneak peek, and I didn't really know how it would go, but it's been a really neat thing to get to continue to interact with kids. Even when I'm in my office, I'll hang up student artwork and different things, and different books that I'm reading to classes, and I'll get a lot of questions about some different things, or, ooh, I saw this in your office, ooh, I saw that in the last question. So it's been a really great thing, even just a wave while while I'm, maybe replying to an email or something, I still think can make a student feel good as they walk by.
So, Mr. Devon's class, every time you walk in the door, you get a round of applause. So,
well, we always say around here, what's best for kids. And there's also the very popular book among building principals, that kids deserve it. And I know it does sound cliche, and I know that it gets overused probably, but as much as it is overused, it is very much true. And if you can keep kids at the heart of every decision you make, or the motivation that you need to come to school, there are kids that need adults in their lives for different reasons. And I think that's what gets me up out of bed. That's what gets me here every day and motivates me to continue serving them because of that need.